for the introduction. Umfundisi noJokwe nonkosikazi umamfundisi. Yanibulisa egameni lenkosi yethu Yesu Kristu. Diamba Apa with us today, led by the provincial secretary and the veteran of our movement, Umamu Debra, and the chairperson of the region and the secretary of the region here at the Buffalo City municipality. Umamu Debra, I worked with her at Shell House and Nomamu Winnie, and then before we moved to Sawa Street, where we are now. When the ANC came from exile, the building we occupied is Luthuli House, and Nelson Mandela got a donation from Shell, and they gave us Shell House, which now has been turned into a student accommodation. Now, the people we worked with there, when we were attacked by Inkatha, Ngomamu Debra, sayilungisa Inkatha pa, is attack ku building Mfundisi, a Luthuli House. So I know her very well. We worked very well. No comrade Tabang Makwetla, winkokheli yethu, veteran naye namhlanje. Ningamboni ngathi umncinci uComrade Tabang is a veteran, Deputy Minister of the Veterans DMV kuhulumende. It is with a great sense of humility and gratitude that I'm allowed to address the Faith Alive Bible Church here in Buffalo City as we approach the commemoration of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ during the Passover weekend. And of course, this is also as we approach the national and provincial elections on the 29th of May, 2024. The ANC has its DNA and genesis in the church, and therefore there is no way the movement can part ways with the Christian faith. We therefore appeal to the church never to abandon us as the ANC, because we will be morally and ethically bankrupt without the guidance of the church. It was at the Vaihook Wasteland Mission Church that the founders of the ANC gathered in the inaugural ANC National Conference. The singing of Inkosi Sigelela and Lizalise Idinga Lakho were part of the signature on the founding conference of the ANC. From the very genesis of the ANC in 1912, those who gathered in Bloemfontein conference found it in their wisdom that the best candidate to lead the ANC was none other than the Reverend John Langalibalele Dube. And by the way, as many will know, Reverend John Dube was not even physically at the conference, but somewhere in the United States, and therefore his acceptance of candidature to lead the ANC as president was made through a telegraph note, which he accepted. At that time, those in the first ANC conference were faced with the moral, ethical, political, and organizational challenge posed by the exclusion of the African majority from the voters' roll after the formation of the 1910 Union of South Africa. Today, we are here likewise faced with the ethical, moral, political, and organizational challenge of renewal as the ANC. I will not dwell much on the wrongs of what many have characterized in the past. We are on the mend and we are on the renewal process. When the church does so much for humanity and intervene and is asking us, sinikezele ngomnikelo, mna ndizawunikezela nge-200,000 apha ecaweni. unobhala wephondo wothukile. Mfundisi ngomso before ilanga litshona undinike bank account yakho izawungena kuwe. Because you are doing a great job. So umnikelo ecaweni, when we need the refugee, an RDP of the soul, ukhululeke moyeni, and then abantwana and young people are found in the church, we know that's the right place. That's the right place to be. You have done a very important contribution kwesi sizwe. By uthi ugcine abantu benkosi nabantwana ecaweni. Kwezi zinto zenzakalayo outside there. Abafazi bayahlukunyezwa nabantwana bangamantombazana. People live cheap life and all of that, but ubagcine ecaweni enkonzweni. And thina sizi politicians sisebenzela abantu. It's the role of the church uhlala nisikhumbuza when we veer off. Ngoba nathi kwezi zikhundla sikuzo abanye bethu bayalahleka. And ndikuvile uthetha ngoJacob apha nengxaki zakhe sinaye nathi uJacob. So ezo ngxaki zikaJacob sinazo nathi apha. So sibulela kakhulu umfundisi. Not only ngolonyulo but because there is an election, but all the time athi amaXhosa ihlathi lo sithela ngabantu. Xa sihamba sikhubeka singayiboni indlela sizecaweni. Nini abantu abasinikeza iRDP of the soul. Because we too we lead people. For us not to forget, we need food, yomphefumlo, and we only get it from the church. And you have done so well in the community. I'm not patronizing you. Dava omnyum de city politicians. I-politicians akufuneka ngazixoke zikhuthazwe ngoxoka. Funeka ngosebenzela abantu zihlale enyanini, zihlale kwinyani, and that is what is important. So when we come here and we feel revived, and we thank you too for taking part and pronouncing your support. We don't take it for granted, that support. Because ANC, Hindo Yabantu, it was born in the church. President wethu wokuqala wonyulwa engekho yayingumfundisi uJohn Langalibalele Dube waba ngupresident wavuma ustanda ngetelegraph wafaka itelegraph wathi am available akanayivuma uncuka ithubi ukuthi ndingene ngetelegraph but wangena ngoba ingumfundisi yafomishwa ecaweni inside the church pha eVayihuko. And that is the history of our movement. Ukalele pai, umbutho wabantu ngabantu. And that's what we are. And we thank you today for the support. And uThixo anongezelele because nenza umsebenzi obaluleke gqithi. Ndandinguminister wamapolisa apha eMonti into ebendiyibona abantwana beyenzwa pha bangamantombazana. Sayoqoqa pha. Xa siqoqa pha kulandawo safumana abantu abavela ngaphandle abangana ne-documents sababamba abanye babo. Xa sifumana kwezi brothel pha abantwana begcinwe pha abantwana baphuma ko-Transkei eMthatha begcinwe phaya ngabantu esingabaziyo bavelaphi. Xa sijongayo laa ndlu safumana ukuthi ownwa ngumuntu olipolisa eli-retired. And then sayivala ndiyabona ngoku ivuliwe. So funeka ivalwe. And then abantwana siyabasindisa ngokuthi baze ecaweni. So your role in terms of the church is very important. And that is why churches must be supported. Silapha namhlanje sizawuba kwenye icawe ngomso nangomso. Le ndima siyidlalayo ngofaka isandla apha ecaweni in terms of the job you are doing. And some of our colleagues abanemali torhana. Kunoba nihambe niyimosha le mali kaniyifake ecaweni. Ngoba icawe yenza umsebenzi obalulekileyo. Yenza umsebenzi obalulekileyo icawa ekuphuhliseni abantu emiphefumulweni who are battered souls. And so you know you will be richer and richer if you support the church. And that's what it is necessary and important. So ndiyabulela mfundisi nekhamente kaThixo ngokuthi nisinikeze lithuba nathi sizogqitha apha ecaweni this morning and this Sunday. Enkosi ndiyabulela.